can't figure it out. No, it's really a good phone, but it rings every now and then, but nobody's there. I have. Eric, he's no help. That's what he got it with for me. We're being recorded?
Yeah.
Oh, we
Okay.
always are.
IT committee, September 3rd, 9:30, no, it's 11 o'clock a.m. Oh,
Young,
Yes.
Ballard,
Yes.
Sure,
Yes.
Bittner,
Yes.
McTaggart,
yes. Call meeting to order. Do we have a motion to approve the agenda?
I believe it.
Mr. Scher, seconded by Mr. Bowers. All in favor? Aye. Public comments? None. Discussion on admin building phones.
Just an update, they're still working, they've gotten all the cabling done, they've been in the server room, which is, in the finance center, working on installing the box that'll hold everything nice and neat. I have to say, they are doing a really nice job of keeping everything nice and neat and together, and they have everything individually labeled, so that'll be nice. And we're still aiming for tomorrow, but it very well could be Tuesday. I also spoke with Jeff about setting up a training, possibly for department heads on the new phones. And we threw around next Wednesday morning, so I'll contact department heads and get that all set up.
Okay?
I got a comment on that. I guess as Joe mentioned in the finance meeting, we did get a check from the insurance company. Something that I was curious about was that check was about $600 less than the quote for the phones themselves. I wasn't sure why, how the insurance company arrived at that number, so I asked Joe if she might have an opportunity to shed some light on that. I think we're happy to get the money and not questioning the benefit that we get from that, but I was just interested in knowing how did you come to that number?
They got sick of me calling and just said, here, have half, over half.
Probably.
That was my.
I mean, I was surprised it was as much as it is, to be honest.
Yeah.
Everything else.
It's probably more than they paid the day they put them in. Okay, then I think we'll go on to the website, which we left off last time. Michael had brought his area-wide proposal, and we already had the webfoot, and we were gonna make sure everything was good on, we were looking at comparable type service and everything. And then I guess we need to make a decision, probably on one or the other.
Right, and this is for the website update, specifically including ADA compliances. Webfoot, who currently has our hosting at $120 a year, quoted a price of $395 billed monthly, which this includes the hosting the account backups, and every 24 months we would qualify for a redesign if we so requested at no request or at no extra cost. Extensions, and I emailed everybody the whole list. There's a whole list that it includes, and it is going to be included that it is ADA compliance met.
Michael was saying, there might, if I remember right, that what that means can be potentially different between one person's perspective and another's, or
Well, and what Max from Webfoot had clarified is they would ensure that it is ADA compliant and is accessible for all users. And with any other issues that may arise, you know, they'll be aware of it because of the monthly fees we get charged. They'll make any other changes necessary.
So have all the department heads looked at, they're fine with this, it's gonna do everything they wanna do.
The website, I haven't shared the, I don't know if I did or not. Okay, yeah, I don't think I shared the actual proposal with, the department heads. It was just something that I reached out to them, because we were discussing it in budgets. So it's something for next year if they wanted to do. But there are, I did email the committee and they did give some examples for everybody to look at, and I can make sure that it gets forwarded onto the department heads.
So is this a month by month or a term?
Month by month, it'd be $3.95. But that, like I said, that included the updates and 75 gigabytes worth of bandwidth, which is, I mean, they currently do our hosting, so they are aware of what we use.
There's not a year or 2-year term on this.
You asked me that the last time. I know for every 24 months it can be qualified for a redesign. Okay, so it will auto renew every 24 months unless we decide to cancel it.
So we're locked in for 2 years.
Which it was like $4,700 a year. And the other quote we got from Area Wide, was $8,500, but that didn't include any unforeseen expenses or upgrades. That was just to move the current the content of our website to the new theme and back end. Civic Plus also gave a quote, just to refresh everybody. So theirs was also a 2-year, and the first year payment was $23,336, and the second year was $4,009.
That area-wide amount was a one-time cost?
That was a one-time cost just to move the current content over to the new theme and back end. It doesn't include any unforeseen expenses or upgrades. Those would be at the now current cost of $100 an hour. Right.
So the difference between the two would be $10, 10 hours worth. If we had to have area-wide do 10 hours worth of service on it over the next 2 years, it would be breakeven.
I like the idea on that website of them, keeping us in compliance. There's things that we may need to have on there that nobody has any idea. I think what Michael says is he couldn't really guarantee us that they would know about those things either.
Right. And anytime you had to make changes to
And if we
area
had
wide.
to, it costs us $100 an hour, so that would be included.
Right.
I guess I kind of agree with what you're saying, Joe, but at the same time, I wonder what additional things can you put in there to make things ADA compliant? I mean, if it covers blind people, deaf people, whatever other kind of handicaps people have, what more can there be?
Yeah, I don't know, like privacy notices and things, it seems like you're that in the middle nonstop. We have to, I don't know.
Well, I guess we need to probably make a decision so we can get it in the budget.
I will tell you right now what
Right now, the Webfoot's in the budget, I think, right?
yes, I believe so. I'm gonna double check just to be sure. I hate to tell you one thing. Yes, we currently have 5,000 in the website upgrade.
One thing advantage that the Webfoot would have is that's their primary business, and area-wide it's not. Seems like area-wide's kind of open-ended with their price there, and some of the concerns on the telephone, that what they were proposing with that other
Well,
and
that's,
we didn't have to follow it.
I kind of agree too, because even this, if we go back, when we first started talking about all this website stuff, magically the prices have themselves or ordered themselves from, even their initial thing was 20 some.
Study it.
And then all of a sudden he comes back and it's within earshot of that, but then,
But it's open-ended.
yeah, and if there's a problem, then we get to pay them $100 an hour to work on it, you know, I feel like, I guess there's other part of it is the fact that we know there's other municipalities and villages and counties and stuff doing the Webfoot. I don't know, I think we
Yeah, they
spoke with
included, like,
them, but
Bradley and Mantino and a couple of
county,
them.
wasn't it, or?
What's that?
Wasn't it Kankakee
Pinky,
County?
Did you have
Makes
any-
you feel like, okay, all these places wouldn't be using it if there wasn't some level of legitimacy, and I got the impression when Michael was talking, it wasn't, yeah, we could do it, but it's not necessarily their thing.
Right, it's not.
And these guys are, like you said, that's their main line of business.
I'm just looking through the quote here, and what they've got, I think you guys are right on point with it. The one big thing that really kind of concerns me is the CBA compliance. Somebody right now can go through and potentially give us a lawsuit for it, but if there's ever any changes with this, if you go with the area wide one, you're probably gonna be the ones responsible to make sure to alert area wide of the new changes in law. Where these guys, from the way that I'm kind of reading this goes, they're gonna take charge and make sure that those updates are already
Well, in
made
fact,
behind the scenes.
yeah. And the fact that they're doing it with so many other government things, it's probably, and it does seem like what other issues could come up, John, to your point, I agree, but we're lowering urinals, raising urinals, I don't know, you know, you'd think that it's similarly, I guess,
They're
who
constantly.
would have ever
checking.
thought that you need to lower or raise a toilet seat after 20 whatever years?
They come along, you raise it today.
And then lower it back
you
down.
put it back down. Another way of spending money.
You know, and that's what it feels like. Somebody had a buddy that was a contractor to change the toilets in the Pentagon or something.
You didn't have any further conversation with Webfoot, tell them that area wide's price was a little lower than theirs, to see if they'd come down any?
They were pretty set in their pricing as, they already kind of took it in fact that we are, you know, government entity, and they gave us a discount on top of that already.
I kind of like having the fixed cost and the fact that they specialized in it and everything's included. I guess I'd make a motion that we go with the 1-foot one and
To include it on the FY 21 budget.
put that in the budget. Somebody wants to second it. Joe seconded.
So does that mean then that we're not gonna have them do start that until that December 1?
Right.
Well, I don't know. I guess that's what I was thinking, but if you think,
No, I just wanted to clarify.
yeah, I was waiting to put it in the budget, which would mean December 1, but if we think, I guess we got October, November, we got 2 months, if we could,
One more time, what?
they also want to pay $800, they could probably start October 1st.
They would not.
How long does it take them to do this,
I told
Joe?
Mike on the October 13th for the position, and he said he would honor that.
Joe?
Huh?
Do you have any information on from the time we give them the okay to when they have it done?
I do not. I did not ask about length of time. But I can.
I mean, there's a lot to be said once we make up our mind that we wanna do it, to get it done as soon as we can.
I mean, there's only gonna, yeah, I mean, if they started October 1st, there's only 2 months left in the fiscal year, they
Right,
probably
and,
could
and
start.
the way that it kind of, he made it sound to me when I was speaking with him was, we could start laying some of the groundwork, but not actually changing anything until after the 1st of December.
I was asking Joe, while you were all discussing, if they were going to delay billing at all. So like, for kind of what you're already going for. Can they start the work now and just not start the first bill until December?
And they've honored, yeah, and I already spoke to Max about, not being billed until after December and honoring the quote that we have in front of us. I let him know I would call him on, as late as October 13th with our decision.
I don't know, how do we wanna make the motion then?
Well, you made the motion.
Well, I guess I can adjust it or whatever, I guess.
I just-
What do you think? I'm open, I think we need to go with Webfoot, how we go about that, that's the main part of my motion, exactly when or.
I would suggest going with Webfoot and planning on having it put on the FY '21 budget. Because like I said, if we could start
Start the background work.
the background work and then the actual, billing and changes won't happen until after December 1.
If they can start working on all the background work, I think
Mhm.
it may take that long to get her up. Hopefully by December, maybe we can
No,
have it live.
it'd be nice if they could start it on December 1.
Activate it by then, that would be good. Okay, so we'll make a motion that we go with the I guess I already made a motion.
Approve Webfoot design.
Approve Webfoot Designs proposal and agree to this 2-year contract, is basically what it is. Effective December
For,
1
For the FY '21 budget, yeah.
for fiscal year 21 budget.
And you second, Joe?
Young,
Yes.
Bowers,
Yes.
Sure, Sticknall,
Yes.
McTaggart.
Yes. Okay. Michael Tabor is not here. Is there anything you need to add, Jill, IT wise?
No, still keeping Adam busy on Tuesdays. You know, the health department has been utilizing him other days, but that cost is coming out of their pocket through their grants that they receive, so. But
Okay, and then, I guess, old business or new business?
Getting back to the phones, there was one issue that came up with some of the equipment back in the server room. I guess still hasn't been resolved, but they're replacing some of that equipment in order to fit everything in, and they claimed that the cost of that wasn't included in the pricing that they gave us initially. He told me that after our special board meeting. So I guess we still don't have that resolved.
the answer I keep getting is he will work with us. I asked him to clarify and, still not sure what that's gonna be.
Maybe you can go back there in the finance center, maybe they took it away now, but yesterday they had a whole remnants of the stand and all that stuff. So they're gonna end up putting in a new stands and all.
Putting in an additional stand.
Sorry.
What is it, a rack?
Okay,
Mhm.
any other new or old business?
So the rest of business.
If not, we need a
No, they
motion
were
to
gonna try
adjourn.
to use
I got that.
one that was there, but
Ours.
I second.
Mr. Young,
It's pretty
seconded,
full.
all in favor? Aye. Crap, I should have signed.
There we go, Paul.
Sorry, Nick.